Hello, Biafrans. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Sunday to every Biafran. Yes, please stop by and say hi to your sister, love, and like our videos. Moving forward from here, my heart is thrilled. I'm happy and I'm jubilating, and I know Biafrans are jubilating too. UN has given ultimatum. Again, this is the second time, and this should be the last. That in 7 days, Nigeria should do one of these two things. All right? Either release Nnamdi Kanu or face sanctions, face serious legal terms. Yes, that is what is going to happen now. And I know Nnamdi Kanu is God that is about to save you right now using United Nations. You are one in a million, very steadfast at work.
UN gives Nigerian 7 days to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or face global sanctions. Massive international tension is building. The United Nations has officially issued a 7-day notice to the Nigerian government, or deadline I meant to say, either release Nnamdi Kanu immediately or face unprecedented global sanctions. In a shocking development, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention described Kanu's case as one of the worst violations of human rights in modern Africa, warning that Nigeria has crossed the line and must be held accountable. If Nigeria fails to comply now, the UN has confirmed it will begin the process of targeted sanctions, including assets, frozen visa bans, and economic restrictions on top government officials involved in Kanu's continued detention. The clock is ticking, with only 7 days left. Tension is rising in the southeast. Biafra supporters have called for a total sit-at-home and mass prayers for Kanu's release. This is no longer just a local issue now. This is now an international showdown. Una remember say during Muhammadu Buhari, now this UN don't give them, this warning, or can I say order, asking Nigerian government to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Since that time, the late president Muhammadu Buhari refused to act. Till today, they are still dragging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Many people have been talking, why are these people not taking, actions? They are just talking and talking and talking. They are not taking actions. Don't forget that these people, they follow things and they follow procedures, I meant to say. I think this is the time. So it's either Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released or Nigerian government faces sanctions. This is not good at all for a country. It's not a good news. Meanwhile, a member of the Global Legal Consortium representing the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, Njoku Jude Njoku, name be name. He has blamed his continued detention on what he described as grave legal errors by his former legal team and executive overreach by the federal government. In a statement issued on Thursday in Abuja, Njoku stated that the government of Nigeria exploited procedural missteps to extend Kanu's incarceration, despite the 2022 ruling that had discharged him. Njoku pointed to the October 13, 2022 ruling by the Court of Appeal, which discharged Kanu because the court lacked jurisdiction to try him. That ruling should have ended the matter. The failure to enforce it was a critical error, Njoku stated. He explained that the federal government of Nigeria wrongly used Order 6 rule, Order 1 rule of the Court of Appeal rules, a civil procedure that challenged a criminal discharge, thereby reopening a case that had been legally terminated. This was a cautious legal blunder. The rule is meant for civil appeals, not criminal ones. It should never have applied by going along with this Mike Uzokome effectively allowed a dead case to be reopened, he added. The legal practitioner also faulted the Supreme Court for accepting the federal government's appeal despite the Court of Appeal's decision that Nigeria had no legal jurisdiction to try Kanu due to his unlawful extraordinary rendition from Kenya. Njoko emphasized that a discharge based on lack of jurisdiction is equivalent to an acquitter, citing the Supreme Court precedent in Federal Government versus Osombo 2006. He further criticized the use of the Terrorism Prevention Act (PTA) 2013, when he said had already been repealed and replaced by the Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. In May of the same year, Kano was charged. You cannot revive a dead case. That basis law confirmed by Section 6(1)(2) in brackets of the Interpretation Act 1964, which says repeal does not revive a proceeding that was already terminated, he argued. He said Section 108, 2 in brackets of the new law, which permits the continuation of existing cases, does not apply because the Court of Appeal had already struck out Kanu's case. Njoko expressed sympathy for Kanu's current legal team, whom he said interpreted a case made by serious errors and limited options for redress. He also urged Kanu supporters to remain focused and united. The real enemies are the abuse of civil rules in criminal cases, the misuse of repealed laws to try political prisoners, the silence of the foreign governments that should know better, and the dangerous precedent of allowing executive power to override continuation rights, Njoko warned. But thank God they are speaking today. We believe that everything it will end for praise. You understand? We are getting to the climax. For God helping us, this whole thing will end in praise.
Yes, it will end in praise, my sister. God bless you. Yes, so we are reaching the cross line. Of course, Master said we have already crossed the Rubicon. No going back. In other words, forward, ever, backward, never. Meaning Biafra is here. Finland with their own propaganda, they don't even know what to do to Simon Ekpa. Mazen and Dekano, the same thing. They don't know what to do to them because there is truth in what they are saying. And the time to actualize what they are saying is now. God, please continue in this thing you have started. Use UN, use top, notable figures to let Mazen Dekano be freed. And in other words, not just him, other Biafrans that have been incarcerated for years to be freed. Not just that, referendum to be conducted. And that's the freedom we are talking about. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you very much.